I thought I'd do just one little thing before I leave. I thought it'd be a good way to sort of close out tonight, and I just wanted to make it about connection, because connection is the reason we're all here. We're all connecting with each other right now, and constantly connecting when we're apart. And this whole week, this whole time has been about the connections we've made, and the connections that we're going to foster from now on in. So I want to try to demonstrate that connection with a magic trick. You guys are.
There are two types of people in this world. There are people who see a duck gliding across the water. The water is super calm and serene. This duck is just literally floating, hovering on the surface. It's beautiful to watch. And there's other people who like myself, see the feet. And I think both are important, and this relates a lot to magic.
We need 2 volunteers.
Yes!
Caitlin.
Yes!
Caitlin, and you want? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you stand over here.
There are people who appreciate magic in different ways in different cultures, and that's just innately within them. From their personal experience with magic, no two individuals are the same, and that includes magicians and that includes non-magicians. There are people who tinker with clocks, and there are people who collect them and buy them, and one can't exist without the other. And I think the same applies to magic. We need both the appreciation of the performance and the connection and the meaning, but we also need the appreciation of those who are curious enough to want to figure out the method. In performance, you come across people who want to know how the trick's done or take stabs at the methods, and I think that is completely okay. I think a lot of magicians often frown upon that or try to avoid that or lie about it, and I think there's a certain tact to it, but at the same time I believe that we should commend the curiosity of those who want to know how it's done.
You guys ever you love magic? You might hate magic after this. You guys ever hear of like stories of like Siamese twins being separated at birth and somehow still like have this connection with each other? Like one of them gets hurt and the other one feels it. Kind of like an urban myth, but it's interesting. As a magician, I find these things fascinating because I try to think of how I can use that into a magic effect. So we're gonna try something like this. I need both of you. I need your complete trust right now. So could you hold your hand out like this? Yep. This hand here. All right. Perfect. I want you to remember everything you're going to feel, every sensation you're going to feel. I want you to keep mental track of it. So, for instance, if I touch you here, here, or even here, I just want to keep mental note of whatever's going on. Is that cool? All right.
As I spent a week here in New York with a bunch of creators from all around the world, I noticed one thing is that each and every person has a different relationship to magic than another. For instance, you might have a neighbor or a brother that does magic, or you might have done magic as a child. You might have watched a lot of movies about magic or seen a magic show as a kid, or maybe you've never seen close-up magic in your life. And all of these factors and many others determine how you ingest magic and how you digest it. Is astonishment the effect itself, or is it the fact that another human being is passionate enough to pursue something and make it seem impossible to others? I think both are equally important.
Be honest with me, Caitlin.
What?
Did you feel something?
Yeah, on my hand.
Oh, hold on. Caitlin,
Yeah,
where on your hand?
right there.
Caitlin, open your eyes. Caitlin, is this kind of what you felt?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for putting your eyes, you guys put your hands down, you're wonderful. Thank you guys so much for having me.
I think it's just important to think about magic as a means to connect, and we often say that when we throw that term around, but we're often also reluctant to share what it is we know with people who don't do magic or stuff like that. And I think that naturally creates a divide instead of a connection. And I think we're still trying to navigate how to properly bridge those two things together with people. But I think it's important to talk about. I think it's important to acknowledge, especially not just with us, but with non-magicians as well. And I think there's some value in teaching theory and teaching practice and teaching, you know, all sorts of important things to us, but also sharing that with those who are not initiated, you know, to the craft.
Literally, what happened? I have no clue what happened. I felt a thing on my hand and I was like, oh yeah. And then now I found out that that's not real. It was not real. The whole time it was not real. What the?
High five. High five.
There was a creator here this week, Justine, and she gave a talk, and something really struck me as really interesting in her talk. And it was the question about which came first, the chicken or the egg. And when asked to a 5-year-old, the kid said neither. The Easter Bunny made them. And it's just fascinating to see what an unconditioned mind, what the response of an unconditioned mind would be, as opposed to someone like ourselves or like anyone else who has given much thought into a subject, and oftentimes maybe too much thought. And it's just refreshing to hear that opinion from someone else. When a non-magician sees a trick, I would say ask them questions about, if they're curious, ask them why they're curious, ask them what it made them feel like, what, you know, how can they translate what they saw into words, and maybe that can help you define what it is you're doing and why it is you're doing it. Again, these thoughts are just candid thoughts that I've been digesting for a few days, and I thought I'd share them with you. I also, again, performed at the talk, and that talk will be uploaded sometime, I'm hoping next week, when it gets all chopped up. And it went on without a hitch. I might be a little nervous on stage. I don't know. I haven't seen the video really. Can't remember much, but it was a good time, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Anyways, thanks for following the journey. I've got a couple days left here. I'm gonna film some more things, and I've got some projects in the bag that you guys are gonna see in the coming weeks. Always appreciate your support, and always appreciate all the love you send my way. So thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.